Welcome back. Well, pink eye is one of the most contagious childhood diseases, and while it isn't a severe disease, it can lead to serious damage if it isn't treated.
And joining us with more on how that works and how to get rid of it is KRDO News Channel 13's own Dr. John Torres, who's live from the Rural Health Center in Colorado Springs. Hey, Dr. John.
Hey, how you doing? Actually, I'm here at the Rural Health Conference that they have every year. What they do,
okay.
Yeah, what they do is they bring all these rural health centers here to the conference so they can go ahead and network and start finding out some issues about the challenges that a lot of rural health hospitals and clinics have. And so this Rural Health Center, it's a part of the government here in Colorado, and they're able to get these conferences, they're able to get these networks together, so that way these rural centers can go ahead and provide the best health care they possibly can. So it's very, very important.
Hey, we're talking about pink eye now, and a lot of people, it's very contagious. People know that, but if you don't get it treated, it can be, it can end up with some serious situations.
Exactly, and that's why we typically treat pink eye. Now, pink eye is a disease that just about anybody can get, and the problem is it can spread very, very quickly, especially when people are in close proximity with someone who has it. Now, the disease can be caused by a number of different things, including viruses, bacteria, even plant allergies can cause it. Symptoms, I think most of us know this, you get redness on the white of the eye, you get an itching or burning feeling in the eyelids, and you can get a discharge. Now, it isn't especially dangerous, but if it gets bad, it can cause damage to the eyes if the patient rubs at the infected area. Now, pink eye usually goes away after 7 or 10 days, but sometimes we treat it with an antibiotic ointment to make sure it goes away earlier and it doesn't cause those problems we're talking about.
Yeah, my eyes are itching just talking about it. Thanks, Dr. John.
That's one of the things that happens. And if things seem to be getting worse, if it doesn't seem to be getting any better, that's when you want to see a doctor.
Yeah, good advice there. Okay, so we're talking about weight loss also today. Many for years have said that cutting carbs is the best way to go about it, but now apparently some doctors are questioning whether that's the best way to go.
And what's with those doctors? They can't make up with their minds, right? It goes back and forth. Well, right now, do you remember the Atkins diet? Well, that popularized the low-carb diet that came out years ago, but that's actually been around since about the mid-1800s. Back then, bread and a lot of other kinds of food that were full of starch and sugary carbs, you ate those a lot, but most people, when they tried to lose weight, they ended up avoiding those. Well, since then, there have been dozens of studies touting the good carbs, whole grains, no carbs, low carbs, you name it, those studies have been all over the place. But we may finally have an answer on the role that these carbohydrates actually play when it comes to our weight loss. To lose weight, you have to burn more calories than you consume. I've said that many times. And a lot of diets recommend smaller portions. Well, that can happen by losing the fat or the carbs, but a new study compared low-carb and low-fat diets. The participants in the study stayed in the lab for 2 weeks. They ate the same amount of calories, and in the end, researchers found that people actually lost more weight on low-fat diets. Now, this doesn't mean you can go crazy on the carbs. Moderation is the key to everything, but it does mean that if you feel like having that whole grain bagel next morning, it's not going to sabotage your diet, and a little exercise on top of that, James, that's going to help as well.
Yeah, my wife will like that news. It's the spaghetti now back on the table. So there you go.
Right.
And you might want to push the bacon back just a little bit, James.
Oh no!
You got to have that, especially if you're going to be eating that algae.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. And again, I'm impressed with this Rural Health Center, the work they're doing here at the Rural Health Conference. And again, they're doing a lot of good. And Heather, I know you come from a smaller community.
Yeah.
And so the health needs out there are unique, and these guys are really helping them out a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah. And she wanted you to ask if the town of MON is out there, middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's my hometown. Joking about.
Hey, thanks so much, Dr. John.
But they do have bacon out there, so that's good.
Yes, they do. Yes, we do. Thanks, Dr. John. Well, get this. An animal handler played a practical joke on a couple of TV anchors.